What a development today, everybody. I'm Nate Eaton here in the EastIdahoNews.com newsroom. Lori Vallow Daybell has been arrested. Out. The Kauai Police Department arrested 47-year-old Lori Vallow, a.k.a. Lori Daybell, of Idaho on Thursday in relation to an investigation being conducted by the Rexburg Police Department. Vallow was arrested on a warrant issued by Madison County, Idaho, and is currently being held at Kauai Police Department cell blocks on a $5 million bail. Her two children, 17-year-old Tylee Ryan and 7-year-old Joshua J.J. Vallow, have been missing since September. Vallow failed to comply with a court order to produce her children before authorities on January 30th in Madison County. She has since been charged with 2 felony counts of desertion and non-support of dependent children. She has also been charged with arrests and seizures, resisting or obstructing officers, criminal solicitation to commit a crime, and contempt of court, willful disobedience of court process or order. Several charges there. Here's what the Kauai Police Department chief said, Todd Raybuck. First of all, we wish to thank the public for the massive outpouring of concern regarding this case. We also want to thank everyone for their patience while investigators worked diligently to comprehensively gather everything they needed in order to obtain this arrest warrant. If you're just tuning in, Lori Daybell arrested within the past hour or so at their townhome in Princeville, Hawaii. You might recall we reported that her and Chad Daybell hopped a plane from Kauai to Maui on Sunday, and then they returned to their home yesterday. In fact, this morning, one of their neighbors messaged me and said, they're in the house, they're back. And then just within the past hour or so, a neighbor called and said, there's police cars all over the place. There's marked there's unmarked units. And Chad and Lori, from what he told us, Chad was placed in one vehicle and Lori was placed in another. It appears that Chad may have been let go because he is not listed at all in this press release. So Chad may still be there at the home, or he may be being questioned. That is unclear. What we do know is that Lori Daybell has been arrested and is being held on $5 million bond. A little bit of background. In December of last year, Rexburg PD requested Kauai PD's help in locating Vallow and her husband Chad on Kauai. Kauai subsequently received an affidavit requesting assistance in securing a search warrant, which has been obtained by the Fifth Circuit Court in Hawaii in connection to Rexburg's ongoing investigation. On the 25th of January, Kauai police presented an Idaho order to Vallow to produce her children before authorities in Madison County. The next day, we were there when Kauai police served a search warrant related to RPD's investigation on the rented vehicle occupied by Vallow and Daybell, as well as the condo they were renting in Princeville, which was about 16 miles north of where they were stopped. Vallow will now attend a hearing in Kauai. The date has not been determined, where she will have an opportunity to waive or fight her extradition to Idaho. Once in Idaho, she will face those criminal charges. We're going to reach out to her attorney right now. Nate, could you do that? We're going to email her attorney here in Idaho to see if he has any comment, but the next step in this case is that she will now attend a hearing there on the island of Kauai. We don't know when. I would imagine generally in states you have up to 48 hours to appear before a judge, so that hearing could happen tomorrow, possibly Monday. She then could waive or fight extradition. Obviously, the authorities here in Idaho are going to want her back here. The governor will likely sign an extradition order, and she could be back here within the next week or so. Being such a high-profile case, you can imagine that they'll try to get her back here sooner rather than later. The children, of course, JJ and Tylee, were last seen in Idaho. There's been no indication that they are on Kauai. There are currently no criminal charges against Vallow in Kauai. So she was taken into custody on charges here in Idaho, nothing in Hawaii. Questions directly related should be made to the Rexburg Police Department. They do not have a booking photo at this time. So if you're just tuning in, Lori Vallow Daybell taken into custody. These photos were taken just about a month ago when we were in Hawaii, and that was Chad and Lori being approached by me in the parking lot of the Kauai Beach Resort, where they had been pulled over by police. They were served a search warrant. They searched her rental car. She was with Chad there, and then they searched her home in Princeville. And then they were let go. For 3 minutes, we tried to ask them questions, asking her, where are your children? What happened to Tammy, Chad's wife? All sorts of different options, all sorts of different questions, and they did not answer. They have been living in Hawaii ever since. In fact, just 2 days ago, they hopped on a plane and went to Maui. And then they went back home yesterday to Kauai. And what we do know is that Lori, once again, she's being held on $5 million bond on the island of Kauai. She's been charged with 2 felony counts of desertion and non-support of dependent children. 1 count for each child. JJ, 1 count for Tylee. She's also charged with arrests and seizures, including resisting or obstructing officers, criminal solicitation to commit a crime, contempt of court, willful disobedient of court process or order. Those are tied to the fact that she did not appear by January 30th she did not bring the kids here to Rexburg. This is a developing story. We're hearing that the Madison County prosecutor may issue a statement tonight or tomorrow morning. What we do know is that this is a major twist in this case. Still no sign of JJ and Tylee, and police have not said if they believe they know where those children are. We will see if Lori may now tell them. Based on her past experience, though, she may very well remain quiet. Keep it on eastidahonews.com. We'll post updates into the evening, and tomorrow, as soon as we learn more, we will report more. For now, reporting in the newsroom, I'm Nate Eaton.